In the name of Allah, the most gracious, the most merciful. Hello everyone and welcome to another one of our English language lessons. This lesson will be for the first intermediate grade and it will be for the second semester. It is called Let's Celebrate. We're going to take reading and vocabulary. This lesson was prepared by Ms. Abir Al-Anizi and it will be presented by Muhannad Abdoyan. So first of all, we have the lesson objectives as always. What we're going to do is we're going to present vocabulary, structures, and functions in the context of a text about Earth Day. Then, we're going to give students practice in using some of the vocabulary presented in the lesson. Okay, first of all, as you can see here, let's have a small warm-up as always. What do you think? Is walking very good for your health? Is walking very good? You know what is the meaning of walking? It means when you are just, standing on your feet and moving, of course, not so fast actually. Probably slow. So this is walking. So is walking very good for your health? Well, yes, it is actually. Any kind of sports is actually, or probably most sports are actually good for your health. Whether it was walking, whether it was swimming, running, climbing, and so on. So probably yes, most of these things are actually good for your health. And walking is one of those sports that were actually, to many people, it's actually one of those things they must do every day, and some actually do it for more than an hour every day. So yeah, it's a good thing because it makes you get thinner, it makes your health much better. So yeah, walking is very good for your health. That's what I truly believe, and that's actually a known fact. Alright, so that's about it. Okay, we have some reading over here. We're gonna read this. We're gonna read it once, twice, or maybe 3 times. No problem with that. Okay. But first, let's just ask a simple question. What do you think people do on Earth Day? Do you know what is the meaning of Earth Day? What is the meaning of Earth Day? Earth Day is one of those days that we actually try our best so that we can send a message to everyone about Earth and that Earth, we shouldn't do harm to our Earth because all of us, the whole world, we actually do live in the Earth, of course. So what we need about this day is just to remind people that we need to really treat our Earth in a good way, not in a bad way. For example, as many people actually having a lot of harm for Earth. For example, as you know, the factories, the cars, and the fumes, the smoke, everything is just doing extremely bad for our Earth. Also, other things, for example, cutting trees and rainforests, when the people are cutting it so they can build metropolitan cities and all. So you see, these are the things that are bad for Earth. So Earth Day usually reminds us that we need to really save the Earth. We all actually have to work together so we can save it. So this is what Earth Day is about. That's what I think, and actually that's what Earth Day is about. So let's read together and, make even extra sure about what we have said. Okay, first of all, let's start from here and come and follow with me, and so we can absolutely make sure that we understand the whole ideas so we can answer some questions. Alright. Every year on the 22nd of April in the city of Toronto and all over Canada, people celebrate Earth Day. Lots of activities take place on that day and during the week that follows. It's a time to celebrate the environment, learn about the city's problems, and do something to help. Over 6 million Canadians take part in Earth Day. Families and friends get together and clean up an area in the city. They usually collect rubbish from the streets, parks, etc. In this picture, a man is helping clean up a park in his neighborhood. Everyone is welcome to help plant trees. Every year, people plant over 1,000 trees. In this picture, 2 children are planting a tree in a park. People also build things to help nature. In this picture, a boy is making a birdhouse. But Earth Day is not all work. People also enjoy walking, riding bikes, or having a picnic in the countryside. In this picture, the boys are going on a nature walk. So here we have some questions, but before, let's answer these questions and let's go back to the text so we can make sure that our answers are quite correct. So question number one, when do Canadians celebrate Earth Day? When do they celebrate Earth Day? Let's go back again and make sure that we get the right answer. So on the first one, as you can see once again, every year on the 22nd of April in the city of Toronto and all over Canada, people celebrate Earth Day. Lots of activities take place on the day and during the week that follows. It is time to celebrate the environment, learn about the city's problem, and do something to help. Over 6 million Canadians take part in Earth Day. So, did you find the answer? Well, I did, actually, I did. So let's underline it together so we can make sure that everyone can see it. So, every year, as you can see, on the 22nd of April in the city of Toronto and all over Canada, people celebrate Earth Day. So, let's make it even more specific. Let's make it even more specific. The question was, when do the Canadian people, you see, people all over Canada over here, all over Canada, people celebrate Earth Day. So when do people actually celebrate Earth Day in Canada? So in that case, what is the date over here? What is the date over here? That's the date, right? That's the date, which is on the 22nd of April. And of course, it's in the city of Toronto, but still. So, what can we write about the answer? What can we write? The answer can be something like, let's do it together. Come on, let's do it. Which is, we can say, they celebrate it every year on the 22nd of April. Okay, so this is the answer. They celebrate it every year on the 22nd of April. So once again, let's see it once again. When do Canadians, of course they are Canadians, celebrate Earth Day? So they, who are they? They are the Canadians. Celebrate it. What is it? What do we mean by it? We mean Earth Day. Every year, of course, every year, because it's an annual thing, so they have to do it every year on the 22nd of April. Alright, so this is the first question, and this is the answer to that question, which we have absolutely made sure from when we have read it. Alright, so the second one, number 2. How many Canadians take part in Earth Day? How many Canadians take part in Earth Day? What is the meaning of taking part? Do you remember? We have spoken about it when we have spoken about, the school fete. When we said people take part in that. What do we mean by it? It means participating. That's right, participating. For example, if you take part in a football match, it means you are one of the players, or you are one of actually, the manager or someone who helps the players. Even including the fans. So, taking part, it means to be one of the people actually who do something in Earth Day. So let's look for it. Let's look for it together. So let's start from here, from the word lots. Okay, lots of activities take place on that day and during the week that follows. It is a time to celebrate the environment, learn about the city's problems, and do something to help. Over 6 million Canadians take part in Earth Day. So I believe they are actually making it quite easy to all of us, because they have mentioned the same word as the one in the question. So, did you find it? Well, I did. I, for one, did. So let's start from here. From over 6 million Canadians take part in Earth Day. So what is the answer gonna be? What is the answer gonna be? You see, that's the word take part. That's the word take part, which we meant, or which we explained as being a participant in the whole Earth Day thing. So they are saying that it's over 6 million people. Over 6 million people, or over 6 million Canadians. They are being specific also. So the answer will be, that's right, over 6 million people. Over 6 million people, or over 6 million Canadians. So how many Canadians take part in Earth Day? We can say that over 6 million. That's right, over 6 million. We can write the complete answer. So we can say over 6 million Canadians take part in Earth Day. So this is the answer. This is the answer to the second one. The answer to the second one over here. Alright, so we have two answers now. We have two answers. And now the third question. The third question over here, it says, what do groups of people do? What do groups of people do? We remember the word groups. groups. Everything I believe is quite clear. So let's understand now the question once again. What do groups of people do? What do they do? We have no idea. Let's go and check it out now. So let's start now. This is the first one. We are done with it. Let's go to the second. Families and friends get together and clean up an area in the city. They usually collect rubbish from the street, parks, etc. In this picture, a man is helping clean up a park in his neighborhood. So what about this one? What about this one? Do you think that one, doesn't mean a group? Your family and your friends. When families and friends get together, do you think they form a group? Well, yes, they do. They actually do. So in that case, this is the group, which is family and friends get together. So all of them are actually a group. And what do? They actually clean up an area in the city. You see, clean up an area in the city. So in that case, what is the answer? In that case, what is the answer? The group, which are the families and friends, they get together to do what? To clean up an area in the city. That's what they do. They want to clean up an area in the city. So what do groups of people do? They get together. They get together. Let's write it down now. They get together and clean up. Of course, we say clean up an area. Clean up an area in the city. Alright, so this is the answer now. This is the answer now. They get together and clean up an area in the city. So these are 1, 2, 3, and we have answered them. So now let's go to number 4. Let's go to number 4. We still have 3 questions left. Can children take part in Earth Day? You know what does it mean to children? Children, also known as kids. So, can they take part? Once again, it means participating. It means doing something on that day. Let's see. We might be able to find something. So, you see here, they said in this picture, a man is helping. He's not a child, he's a man helping clean up the park in his neighborhood. So let's go to the next one. Everyone is welcome to help plant trees. Every year people plant over 1,000 trees. In this picture, 2 children are planting a tree in the park. So, it says, 2 children over here. What do you think? What do you think? So, can they take part? Can they take part? Those children, can they take part? Yes, they can. Yes, they can. So the answer will be, yes, they can. Because, just as simple as that, they can take part. So easy. So we write, yes, they can. Alright, so this is the answer to number 4. This is the answer to number 4. And now, number 5. What can people build? What can people build? You know what is the meaning of building, of course. So, let's go now and check it out. Okay, so we are done with this one. We have taken the information that children also can participate in the event. And then they say, people also build things to help nature. In this picture, a boy is making a bird house. So, what can we do now? What can we do? What can they build? What can people actually build? You see, here, as you can see the picture over here, in this picture, a boy is making a bird house. So, we can actually build what? Also in this one, as you can see, they are walking and stuff. So, what can people build? Well, they can build things to help the nature. They can build things to help the nature. Let's write it down now. Let's write it down. They can build things to help the nature, let's say in general. In general, it means when it's something that animals need, like a birdhouse, when it's something that the tree needs. Anything, anything that has to do with nature, then they can build anything in general. They can build things to help with the nature in general. Okay, the final question. How can people enjoy nature? How can we enjoy nature? What do you think? How can we enjoy it? Well, there are many ways, but in this one they have mentioned something specific. Let's see. They said, but Earth Day is not all work. People also enjoy, let's count it down now. Let's count them down. They said enjoy walking, that's number 1, walking. And then they said riding bikes, which is number 2. And then they said having a picnic in the countryside, which is number 3. So how many things can we do? How many things can we do to enjoy it? Well, here they mentioned 3. I believe we have even more, but still, let's go with the 3 that they have mentioned. So walking, riding bikes, and having a picnic in the countryside. So let's go and write them down now. How can people enjoy nature? It's easy. They said they can go walking and then comma, of course, because we're going to mention more than one idea, more than two, of course, riding, or having, or have, also, and you can say have, or have a picnic in the countryside. So this is the answer. They can go walking, riding, or have a picnic in the countryside. All of these things are a possibility to everyone. So let's look at the answers over here. Let's look at the answers. When do Canadians celebrate Earth Day? We make it specific. We said on the 22nd of April. And then how many Canadians take part? We said over 6 million. And then what do groups of people do? They get together to clean up an area in the city. We said a group like family and friends and so on. Can children take part in it? Yes, they can. What can people build? They can build things to help nature. How can people enjoy nature? Well, they can go walking, they can ride, go riding, have a picnic in the countryside. They can also go on a nature walk. Well, nature walk is something good, and it sounds really great and interesting. So now we have some vocabulary. Let's answer it together. We have walk, place, together, learn, environment, build. Let's see. We want each word to be in the right place. We want to fill the blanks with the correct word. So, Dad, can we? Then a tree house in the garden. What do you think? What about a tree house? What do we do with it? Do we walk? No. Place? Probably. Together? No, probably not. Learn? I don't think so. Environment? No. But build? What do you think about build? Well, yeah, I think that one is quite suitable. It's the much suitable word, I believe, to the whole thing. So we can say, Dad, can we? That's right. We can say, can we build a tree house in the garden? So this is the first one. What about the second over here? It says, let's get, and then on Thursday morning and go on a nature walk. What do you think? Let's get what? You see that word, that one of these words, it means your friends want to participate with you in doing something. So they say, let's get. Yes, it's an expression. Yes, it says, let's get together. Get together. It means getting together. It means gathering. So you go into one place and you meet. So that's the meaning of that one. So the third one here, it said Sayed, I believe his name's Sayed, wants to, and then to speak Spanish. What do you think? If you want to speak Spanish, then you have to. That's right, just like English the same way, you have to learn. So in that case, Sayed wants to learn. That's right, learn to speak Spanish. That's right, he wants to learn to speak Spanish. Okay, so let's move now. Let's move now to the next one. The race takes, and then in the city center every year. We remember this word. We have taken it. Do you remember what is it? That's right. It takes place. And remember that we have spoken about something. When it takes place, it means it happens at that place. So in that case, we say the race takes place in the city center. Then what about this? We must all do something to help save what? Save the, well, of course, something that we need, which is we have only two words left, which are walk and environment. What do you think? Well, that's right. We have environment. That's right, environment. Because we all care about it. Because we all live in the same planet, as we have said before. So it's about the environment. And then I usually, well, it's the last one, to school every day. Some people go by school, some people go by car. However, some people actually, that's right, walk. So in that case, I usually walk to school every day. So now let's go to the answers once again. Dad, can we build a tree house? Yes, because we are building tree houses in the garden, of course. Probably nobody does it in Saudi Arabia, but still. So let's get together. It means when we get together, it means we're going to meet on Thursday morning and go on a nature walk. Said wants to learn to speak Spanish because you have to learn any language that you want to speak, even children. Then the race takes, they said place. What is the meaning of taking place? Of course, in the city center every year. It means it happens at that place, at that specific place. Then it says, we must all do something to help save the, well, environment. Yes, because we all live in the same planet, so it's our own environment. It belongs to all of us. And finally, I usually, to school every day, well, I usually drive a car, we can say that, but in here we have the word walk. So I usually walk to school every day. So this is the summary of our lesson. We have presented text about Earth Day and what people usually do. At the Earth Day, we said cleaning up an area, walking, building things, planting trees, and so on. Thank you so much, guys. As always, it's an absolute pleasure to be presenting these lessons for you. Thank you so much, and hopefully we're going to be meeting on another lesson soon. Thank you so much, and have a good night.
الله.